Hello everybody, we just got back from Dave & Buster's in New Orleans. I thought I would do a quick video about some tips about going to Dave & Buster's in New Orleans. It's actually in the CBD, which can make it a little tricky from a logistics standpoint. So I thought I'd give some tips from someone who's been working in the CBD for a very long time. The first thing is, there's no free parking at Dave & Buster's. If you want to park in their parking garage, right now because of the grand opening, they're doing 12 hours of parking for $10. We did not get a chance to eat while we were in there, but I overheard and saw plenty of people that were getting discounts on parking. So if you do go there, you may want to ask if they offer discounted or validated parking, because we did see some folks being able to do that when we were paying for our parking. Speaking of parking, it's a lot where you have to pay for your parking before you go to your vehicle. So you'll want to make sure that you go find a kiosk and pay for your parking on the way out. The kiosks were on the first floor, the ground floor entrance, and they were also on the 6th floor, which is where Dave & Buster's is. And that brings me to my next tip. Dave & Buster's is actually on the 6th floor of 1200 Poydras. When you go to the parking garage, if you were standing on Poydras Street facing Dave & Buster's, with right being north and left being south, if you take the elevators on the north end, you will have to go all the way down outside the building and enter Dave & Buster's on the front entrance on Poydras Street. However, if you go to the south facing elevators on the south side of the garage, you can get off on the 6th floor and walk directly into Dave & Buster's. So to be clear, Dave & Buster's is on the 6th floor of 1200 Poydras. You can enter in through the 1st floor, but you'll have to take an elevator up to the 6th floor. North. These would be the north side. Those would be the south side elevators. You want to take the south side elevators. Another thing we noticed is when we went in through the 1st floor, there was a greeter, and there was also a little area where you could purchase cards or reload cards right then and there. When we went up to the 6th floor, as soon as you go in, there's that same little area, but it was really packed. So my tip is, if you need to do anything with your card that you can't do from a kiosk, if you have to actually talk to a person, if you get off on the 6th floor and the line's really long, you might want to take the elevator down to the 1st floor, because even as crowded as it was when we went, which was the first Wednesday, the first half-price Wednesday after when it opened, there was only like a 2 or 3 person wait on the 1st floor. Whereas on the 6th floor, it was probably about 15 to 20 people deep by lunchtime. So if you need some services done on your card, or to get a card and the 6th floor is crowded, it might be worth it just to let the elevator close and go on down to the 1st floor. The other thing too is, right now it's really crowded. It just opened. So for lunch on a Wednesday, the line, it filled up quick, and at about noon we were told it was quite a wait, between 30 and 45 minutes for lunch. So right now it's real new, it's getting really crowded. Apparently what the norm to do on that day, and I'm sure that the patterns will follow, is go eat lunch and then go play games. So our tip is, if you want to play games, go before the lunch crowd hits. Do it in the morning. When we got there early in the morning, there was really no wait to play the games. We took a break at noon, went and ate. We weren't able to eat at Dave & Buster's because it was full and there was a wait. We actually walked across the street to some of the other restaurants. But when we got back, all the games, every single one of the games, and it's new, had about a 2 to 3 person wait. Especially some of the more popular ones, like the big claw machine and things like that, they actually had 6, 7 people deep. So if you want to go and play the games, my recommendation for now, since it's new, is get there as early as possible and play the games first. The other thing has to do with Dave and Buster's and the cards and loading the cards. I highly recommend that you download their app to your phone. The great thing about the app is they do send specials. For instance, it's pretty common for them to run a 20 for 20 special. Once you get a card and you load that card into the app, they will say if you preload it with $20, they will give you $20 worth of chips, or what their equivalent of what a token would be. So for $20, you get 200 chips, and you can do that through the app, and you can actually pay for it. Your credit card is loaded on the app. So that's nice. But the other thing is you can load your card through the app. So if you're at Dave & Buster's and there's a long line at the kiosk, or there's a long line at the desk, you can just open up the app and load and charge your card through the app. It's very nice. It's very convenient. You can actually do it on the way over there, so that you don't have to wait in any of those lines, so that as soon as you get up to the 6th floor and you want to play games, you can go play games. The other thing is sign up for their membership and their rewards online, because they'll also send some specials and keep you updated with what's going on at Dave & Buster's. We had a blast at Dave & Buster's. We're definitely going to be going back. Like I said, wanted to do this real quick because I know Dave & Buster's is a new concept for a lot of folks around here. We don't really have a Dave & Buster's chain anywhere close that you can kind of like day trip. They're usually over in Texas. We've been to the ones in Texas, Arizona, Georgia, Florida, California. But as we talk to people, we found that they'd go, well, we don't know what Dave & Buster's is, and we'd show them, and they're like, oh, yeah, we like that. So now that we've been, we also realize that a lot of people, don't live or work in the CBD. So for some of the locals that aren't really in New Orleans, I thought I'd do this to give them a little bit of a heads up, so that when they get down there, they will have their logistics down and they can start enjoying Dave & Buster's immediately.